Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and welcome back to the LEGO Room with another update. Now last time we spoke about the LEGO Room, it was tearing down the old LEGO Room. Now everything has been moved here except for one piece of furniture that's not related to the LEGO Room, but I digress. All the LEGO itself is here, in the house, in the storage sheds in the back, and still has to be organized, but that will be something to take care of for later, and maybe not as much on video, don't worry about it. I am still not finished with working here, then I'm trying to devote as much time as I have available outside of priorities in order to do this, so bear with me as it may look like not much has changed. But if you were here on the live stream earlier this week for the May the 4th backlog building, there's a bit more that's happened here. I mean, I had the laptop over here with the camera facing this way, and there was a lot of stuff on this side of the table. A whole lot of pieces, a couple more sets and things like that. And now I moved a couple things around so that I can actually start forming Studside Heights. Now, it's not going to be as large as the original version that I had for about 3 years. That's kind of the compromise I have to make with this room. It's a smaller space, therefore I can't afford the other table to go in here. But I still have one big sturdy table to work from. That's fine by me. With that change, I will have the beach over on this side. I actually have a couple plans listed down there of how things would go together. Basically, the ocean itself has been trimmed down. It would have been almost 32 outward. Now it's just 16 outward, and it still stretches all the way back because I didn't really use it. I didn't have a lot that I put on there for boats and such, and a lot of times it was just used for anything else I was building or backlog stuff. So, I mean, almost kind of is right now, but that will be moved soon. But for now, it still seems like, okay, we still have the beach, we still have the ocean, and that's still clear, as opposed to not having any of it at all. There is another base plate here, or half a base plate, I should say, for the beach, but that might actually interfere with the train or access back and forth between the beach and the town. I will work on that sometime later. That will have to get more custom building with whether or not a return of the retaining wall is in there. As far as the rest of this goes, I had actually been playing around with a couple different ideas as to what I would do. And my first thought was, well, if I have less space to go outward, why not build upward? That's basically the motto of Studside Heights and a lot of my LEGO collection, LEGO room and such, of trying to do things. See example A, B, C, D. Yeah, we'll get to that too. So that was my first thought. And I have actually done that in the past, many years ago, with a town called Double Decktropolis. This was around the time of the LEGO movie, so I got inspired by the double-decker style of things, you know, stacking on top of each other. And therefore, I created, on an extra-large gray base plate, a small area of town that was fitting on a shelf, much smaller than this, and basically would allow me to, you know, still play with figures and have vehicles and buildings, etc. Did not have a train at that time, so it was not going to incorporate a train into there. Wouldn't it be useful? But it was still formidable for what it was, and it had a good idea underneath too, because I could also add underground stuff. I could add a mining operation. I could add a sewer system. I had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there, and I love that. I had underwater stuff when I built a beach next to it, and then I had one of the blue base plates or so as the water area. It was great. So I wanted to return to that idea, thinking, oh, well, I could just make this a bit taller because I have like this empty space here, basically. I mean, if it interferes with the window, it interferes with the window. No big deal. It doesn't move, or I don't intend on moving it that often. But I also realized that's a lot more work. Originally, like I said, I had this built on just one extra large gray base plate and maybe a 32 by 32. This stretched out would be 6 extra large gray base plates minimum. And then whatever gap this would be, almost another 32 studs that way. So that's a lot more work to do in here. It's a lot of potential, but I don't know if I could fill that, or if I'd have enough proper pieces to make that work. So I'm kind of putting that on hold and moving on with the rest of the plans that I have. Basically, this is the same train loop that we had in Studside Heights before. I still want to have the train accessible through here and have that running around. And with that, it also means the same framing for the road in between, which would be an oval once again. And then there would be roughly two 32 by 32 base plates of open space in the middle that can serve as the buildings, you know, municipalities, residences, whatever I need it to be. Anything in there is fair game. Now, for those who know me, I do like my buildings over my roads, but I still want to incorporate roads in here to some degree. The roads will be a little bit colliding with the tracks, just like in the original Studside Heights, where it may be riding on like half of the base plate or something like that. No problem. I'm okay with that. But because of that, I do have a bunch of compromises to make. So one of the things that I've done on twitch.tv/maniac4bricks is actually upgrade the hospital. And I've done it in a very special way because this is on a 32 by 32 base plate to share with the police station and fire station. The second floor still needs to be built, but I've already done a lot of work on the hospital and the first floor or so of the police station and fire station. More on that in a separate video. I have also made some improvements to the hospital itself so that, like, I wanted to structurally upgrade things in this anyways, and second floor might need a little bit more work with that, but so far, so good. With that in place, instead of it being two separate 32 by 32 buildings, now I can free up that other base plate for the other buildings I want to put in here. And they are also made in a modular way, so that way I can shuffle the buildings around without affecting the rest of the town. That was always a part of Studside Heights, and that's perfectly fine by me. Now, there is another bonus to this. This area. This back area, I actually want to increase the height, but in a very special way that I've never done before. I want to make a Lego train tunnel. And you can already see the start of it here with the archway. After building the passenger train from Powered Up, I was able to measure a good height for this, and I have several of these archway pieces to work for the entrance and exits. So that'll give some good height, and also allow me to put just about any train that I have in here. I currently have, I think, 4 trains: Railway Express, Cargo Express, Passenger Train, as you see right here, and the Hogwarts Express. They're all express trains. Well, they all have express in the name, except for this one. I should call this Passenger Express because of that. Anyways, yeah, and I do have 2 copies of it because I got it around Christmas at like $127 at Target. It was great. I'd say it's worth the money, but I'll talk more about that in a separate video. So with that, I want to try to make a train tunnel that extends through here, basically covering this curve on both sides, and on top of it, be structural enough that it can support more buildings. This would basically open up a mountainside area, possibly a campground area, and there's enough room for potential with that. I mean, this is 3 32 base plates deep, so that can definitely work. Right now, it has gray base plates because of the original plan that is now being scrapped, and I have to move those out of the way. Unfortunately, because of the way this is laid out, I can't actually keep these in here even now, with the road plates in mind, so I will yeet those out of the way and work on those. I haven't put road plates in here yet because these are the ones that I've found so far from Studside Heights. I could have sworn I had more road plates in different bins, perhaps, but yeah, these are all different colors and styles, and I wanted to try to get something a little more uniform. I had been sacrificing it for a little while before when there were different styles and such, but now I want to try to make them a little bit better. Especially when 2 of them, the tan ones that were from a Western set, aren't going to the beach anymore. I don't think it's necessary that I have to put the 2 tan curved ones in here, even though it is close to the beach, because I don't have a straight track or a straight road to go in between them. It would just look a little bit awkward, I'm not sure. But I may make a compromise with that one way or the other. I do have T-junctions, or at least have this T-junction. I don't know if I have another one, but I would like to use one of those for the police station, fire station, where that's going to go. At least that one would be a more permanent structure in the town, because you're always going to need that, just as a formality kind of thing. But I do want to have that available so that way these can actually exit onto a road and not just stumble over a bunch of sidewalk. So, and I did that originally in the other Studside Heights as well, having some kind of road connection to it. So that's kind of the gist of where I'm going with this as far as the beach town updating kind of stuff. I'm glad that I have the train built because it was a really nice build, and I think some things could be improved. Maybe I will improve them sometime later in another video. I would like to review it and other LEGO sets, but we'll get there when we get there. As far as the rest of the LEGO room, yeah, like I said before, a lot of bins that still need to get organized, and I've been digging through those bins to try to find any other backlog that weren't already cataloged elsewhere, any other stuff that's non-LEGO that should go into another place, or even any of those road plates that I mentioned before, so I can actually make a more uniform road structure around the town. Now, another thing I've been working on, I've put back together the Destiny's Bounty and Ninjago City. I had those in a couple big boxes before, and the haunted house, so now they're nicely prominently displayed up here. I don't know if it's going to stay forever. I may change a few of them every so often. And I still have a 32 by 32 base plate worth of space here, so I can do other stuff, or have another impressive building, or maybe another favorite of mine to put in that spot. It's not going to have the farming stuff forever, but the farming set was good. I also have the ocean exploration stuff down here. This would basically be the building table that's what it intended to be, even though the past couple live streams and the past couple weeks, it has not. This was the building table, and then this was just clumped with stuff. It still is, but it's getting better. There's also drawers underneath here, so that works out just fine for finding other pieces. I already checked, they don't have base plates in them, even though they don't have any screens on them. And Lego plushes. Just about all my Lego plushes are up here. Some of them in these little boxes, so I can add a little extra shelf to it. I have to keep that vent open, so I didn't put anything there yet. And there we go. Very nice. It's like most of the house, this room is taller than it is wide or deep or long. But I'm working with it as best as I can, and as much as I can, like as much time as I can. Like I said before, I have other priorities to tend to and other areas of the house to clean up and organize. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit of an update. Actually, a lot of bit of an update because I talked for 12 odd minutes. And I'll see you soon, hopefully with more videos. I apologize if I'm not active on the live streams and whatnot. I am not trying to ignore anybody. Again, I just got a lot that I'm working through and hopefully making the better of it. So, I've also heard about the LEGO conventions. I'm really excited for them. I haven't bought tickets yet, but I will get to that when I get to that, and I will mention so when I do. So, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Peace, love, and fun.